Hello everybody, this is Singer Autistic Gamer here with a video about my job and why I'm leaving it. For now, I'll keep a job. I'm sending out applications to other places, so I'm gonna wait to get hired on at another place. Then I'll drop this job like it's hot. Like I'm just gonna drop it. There's a lot of reasons why I'm leaving. One reason is they're not giving me the hours I want. Another reason is the management sucks. It's atrocious, and they don't know what they're doing. They don't know how to handle disabled people. And at first, it was all fine when I was working at this. Keep in mind, this is my first job. And at first, I was working night shift, and it was all fine. I had no issues, nothing. And then, all out of the blue, I think it was, I don't know how. I think it was within 90 days. I'm not too sure. You know, the team leader, which is like the boss, and keep in mind this place is Kroger, so if you know anything about Kroger's, then you know what I'm talking about. So he comes to me complaining about I'm going too slow about doing the boxes, and I was doing about, I think, 50 or 40-ish boxes per hour. It was like in that range, and everyone else was doing that. So she keeps on complaining I'm too slow to the bigger boss, the guy that hired me. He pulled me aside one morning because, you know, by the time, you know, he walks in the door, it's about morning time. And he's like, you know, you're going a little too slow. We're expecting, you know, night crew to at least do 80 boxes per hour, which is, you know, do 80 boxes. So I was like, no, that's not what you told me when you hired me, and you didn't say anything about speed. And this is another thing that made me very mad. I asked this, they have this chart in the back of the store that records all the speeds of how many boxes you do per hour for each week. I asked the team leader, the team leader lady specifically, would this get me fired or get me pushed somewhere else? And she said no. So I was like, okay. I got used to my own pace and how I got things done, because I prefer to get things done correctly and accurately, and not speed things and rush and throw stuff around like what everyone else is doing. That store thinks that doing things super fast is very efficient. I'm sorry, it's not very efficient. If you hire enough people, you don't need to, you know, get everyone speeding like MacGyver, or, you know, it's ridiculous. Everyone over there is like, they're so obsessed with timing everything. I don't like it. Everything about that store is about time, and about how effective you are at your task determined by time. I'm sorry, but if someone does the job correctly and efficiently, time shouldn't be a freaking factor. All that is corporate bullcrap that I despise. I despise when people just turn people into robots and they just evaluate people by how fast they do stuff. It is so dumb. I hate that mindset. It's like, oh, you get this many things done during this hour, you're a really good worker. Or no, the other workers that do things at a different pace aren't valued and they're not treated as equals. That's pretty much what that tells me there. And on top of that, everyone's just talking all the time. Like, there's just so much gossip, and no one's even freaking working. And and everyone's arguing and getting mad at each other for doing one little thing wrong or something. And the whole overall mindset is negative. And I'm a positive person. I like positivity, and all that is just negativity to a 10. And what's the other reason? Oh yeah, and then the other cleaner guy, because there's another guy that cleans with me. He doesn't want to talk to me because last Monday, I guess he left early and he didn't clean the break room. And then one of the bosses took me and asked me, did anyone clean the break room? And they took me back there. And I said, no, that was the other guy's responsibility, because they had me going around the store cleaning like display cases and stuff. So I was like, I don't know, whatever his name was supposed to clean it, so I'm just going to say whatever. I'm not going to say his actual name. And it turns out that he didn't clean the break room, and I had to clean the break room, and there's people going in the break room eating And that's another thing that really drives me freaking nuts about this place. People keep on walking in, dropping food on the freaking floor, and I just swept the freaking floor. I even mopped it. And people just keep on coming in, keep on coming in. I'm like, I got so mad at this other guy. It was his fault that he didn't clean the break room. So I guess he got yelled at by management, and he's all mad at me. I don't know why you're mad at me because I didn't say anything. The person that was in charge of both of us saw it, so that's his own dang fault, not mine. So he's got an issue with me, and plus on top of that, he's got seniority over me, which means they're gonna prefer him over me when it comes to hours. So if I ask for 30 hours, I can't get the 30 hours because then I'm competing on him and I'm on his schedule. And I don't like when people could dictate how many hours I can work because of this person's been there for a year or so longer than me. I don't like the fact that someone can pretty much just take all my hours and then that's it. I can't have no say-so in it. And now they got me down working 16 hours and they don't even give me that. So it's just like, this job has done me wrong. I had it really good, and then they just messed it up. So that's another reason is that the other guy has seniority. So I'm stuck in a situation where they give me 16 hours, which is 2 days, or they give me no days and I get no pay, which what happened this week. Now it's going into this week where I'm working 40 hours because he's on vacation. So that means I got to do his workload plus what I was usually doing, which is ridiculously way too much for me to be doing anyways to begin with. I can handle a lot of work, but he does like a ton of stuff around the store that he didn't even train me in. So I'm going to have to figure that out for a week. So the best case scenario is I'll be staying at this store for maybe this week and maybe another week and I get another job. The worst case scenario is it's probably about 4 or 5 weeks until I get another job. So yeah, that's just fantastic. But at least I'll be getting good pay. 40 hours, that's quite a bit of money. And plus, they need to bump me up $1 more because the amount they're giving me, I'm sorry for the amount of work I'm doing. I should at least get, whatever. I'm not gonna say how much I get or how much I should get, but it's just whole thing's ridiculous. And yesterday my sister didn't get any breaks. They didn't give her any breaks, and no one covered for my sister. So that's another reason they treat my family like crap because no one's working in the deli. So everyone's this store, Kroger's. That's the company I work for. They don't know how to do anything. They have such a high turnover rate, and their stock is plummeting. And they wonder why everything's going down the crapper pretty much. They have poor training. They have everything about the way this company does things is poor. The only thing they got going for them is they got, I guess, semi-decent customer service. And I'll tell you right now, the customers, that's another thing. I have nothing bad. Like, the customers, I like them, but at some points it just gets annoying. When you see a person pushing a cart full of cleaning supplies, they always think I work for produce, meat, deli, or, what's the other one? Dairy. And they ask me questions, and I'm like, by the policy of the company, I have to answer them, which I don't have a problem with. But when it's repetitive questions or just simplistic questions that most people should know by this point, or just ask someone who's in that area. There's usually someone working there that would probably know it versus me. No, they always gotta ask me, the cleaner guy, because I guess I knew everything, which I don't. They ask about certain prices or a certain particular item. I'm like, I don't got no freaking clue. Like where vegan milk is or whatever the heck they're calling it. Someone always asks me the same question every other day. Don't know anything about vegan milk or or what a certain price of a certain type of banana is. Sorry, I don't, dabble in that. The only thing I could tell you is where the pop and all that is, and what is in what aisle, because I stock the shelves at night when I used to, so I kind of know where all the stuff's at. But that is the best I can tell you. So yeah, there's just some other reasons, but it'd be a long video to list them. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So the plan is to hold out until I get hired in at another place, and I think I put in like 3 or 4 applications. The good news is all these jobs are like 5 minutes from my house, where this first job is. So it's actually not like, and they kind of do the similar things. They have stocking or cleaning. I don't mind about doing either of those. Prefer stocking because it's simplistic. It's the same thing, and it does not change that much. So yeah, that's pretty much it. And then what was the other thing I was gonna talk about? Oh yeah, my Twitch plans. I'm definitely planning to go to TwitchCon next year. I should have everything taken care of. My internet problems should be gone. Everything should be pretty much taken care of. All my equipment for my Twitch should be here. I might get maybe 1 or 2 things for YouTube, because a lot of people I like YouTube, but it's going to take a lot longer to grow versus Twitch, because I'm involved within a lot of good communities on Twitch. There's a lot of people who are very supportive of me, and I'm very blessed to have them. So yeah, TwitchCon will probably just have to wait, and plus I got to plan it out very well. And that's a lot for me to be out on my own to go to a big event and then come back home without, there's a lot could go wrong. I could be stuck there or worse, but I don't know, it's an event for gamers, so I can't really foresee anything crazy happening, but crazy stuff happens on the least likely spots to happen. And plus, I'd have to be dropping at least, a couple, I don't know, a couple $1,000 into this trip. Probably a little bit more to be on the safe side. So, yeah, and I don't have that yet, because I'm really trying to save up for other. I wouldn't say that TwitchCon's not an important thing to me, but getting a car and getting a streaming PC at this point is probably my top priority, because I want to push my Twitch career, up there. And I made a decision about my name thing. I'm thinking I'm going to keep my name for the foreseeable future until it becomes an issue, like when if a company refuses to do business with me because of my name, or if something else happens which I can foresee, if Twitch has Twitch has a problem with it, which at this point if they did, they would have already banned me, but moderators know about my name, so obviously it's not an issue, and I think it's not breaking the terms of service, so technically I'm covered. So yeah, so I'm thinking I'll keep my name, but the reason I'm not accepting the Twitch affiliate invite is that's a big step, and I gotta do some things. I gotta get, like I said, more gear, because the reality is you're competing with millions of other streamers. It's and I could do crazy streams, and I know how to stand out. That's no problem with me, trust me. I got affiliate within probably, I wouldn't even say it took me a month. I think it took me no less than a week or so after they announced that, and then they released it. Because I did I did an 80-hour stream, and trust me, that got a lot of people watching. And I had a ton of growth. I think I got almost, I'm not trying to brag, I think I almost 100 followers in one stream. It was crazy. One of the craziest things I've ever done, and I did it. And on top of that, you have to think of clever, unique streams that no one else is doing. It's something that no one has ever done on Twitch, and be like successful and keep a community. And you just gotta, at the level that I'm at, I think streaming for 2 days is good, or 2 or 3 days. I might stream more if I have a ton of time, because that's what I basically do. I stream on my days off and then I work. So pretty much if I'm not working, I'm working at home trying to grow my channel. So I'm pretty much working all the time. And, I'm trying to get to a point where, as much as I love all the community aspect and all the interaction, I'm really trying to turn this into a job. And as much as I like streaming, there is autism awareness, but I want to be known for other things as well. And what was the other thing? I know it'll be a while before it turns into a job, but I kind of like that, because I don't want to go into a retail store the rest of my life just stacking shelves and cleaning, because the only reason I'm to be honest, I'm doing that is to get to the post office, because my stepdad works at the post office and he knows all the big wigs, all the people who have influence and power. He knows the vice president. He basically told the vice president if I can work there, and the only thing that's stopping me from working there is getting a driver's license. That's it. Once I get a driver's license, I can work there, and everyone gets a really, 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 really good pay and really, really good benefits. And then I'm probably thinking about returning to college and finishing that. And I'm thinking I might go a little bit more into college, but I don't know. Because to me, college is more about the learning of stuff than just, oh, let's go to college so I can get a really amazing job. A lot of people think that, and they get kind of conned into that. And I'm here to tell you that just because you go to college, you're not going to walk away with an amazing job. I've talked to a lot of people who graduate from colleges with master degrees, with masters, and that's a very hard to obtain. And a lot of people that do that should be having really good jobs, and they're not, because the jobs that they want in that sector either have too many people working there, or they just don't know anyone within that job sector or their industry. So they just have trouble finding jobs, so they have to settle for something else. And on top of that, keep in mind, if you put that on your resume, because my brother has, he's graduated with his master's, almost 90% of the jobs that people who don't go to college can get, he's overqualified, because they'd have to be paying him way more than the managers that work at, any fast food restaurants anywhere with the master's degree that he's got. Pretty much any master should be making way more than most managers that work at most stores anyways to begin with. So right now my brother is working not such a good paying job, but I'm not going to get into that. But just because you go to college, do not expect a job that you think you're going to get or you deserve. You don't deserve anything. Everything in life is earned one way or another. Yeah, good. You went to college and you understand the knowledge and you interpreted it. Now you have to apply that knowledge and see if you even like the field that you like, where that you got that knowledge into, that people your professors taught you. That's another thing. You don't even know if you're gonna like it, and you have to have the know-how. Just because they teach you this stuff in books and they teach you how things are and what things are and should be, you have no hands-on training and you have nothing. So you have no experience in these fields. So even if you get a degree, great. The only thing the person you're trying to get a job from, the only thing they're going to see is, great, he graduated. Does he have any work experience? Does he have any experience in this field? And you know what's going to happen is you have no experience, and if you never had a job in your life, the chances of you getting that job that you want after you graduate go from, negative a million, to definitely zero. You would not get a job if you have no work experience. I'm sorry to tell you that. Employers like people with law job experience, and that's because you joined some clubs, or you did some charity, that's not going to be good enough. That's not going to cut the butter. You're going to have experience. You got to show an employer that you are willing to work and work more than the average person. Because most of these days, employers expect you to do 10 times more than you should. So, yeah, they may teach you like the knowledge, but you have to apply that, and on top of that, you have to like the job. So that's another thing. So that's why I'm very hesitant to go back to college and, dump a ton of money into that, because I'll just take the money from my own paycheck. I'm never taking out loans again. I'm not doing that, because the government and the colleges are in cahoots, because you have to do full time. They take all that money, you get nothing back. Trust me, you get nothing back. And at a certain point, the government just says no more loans, no more grants or whatever. And it's just ridiculous. And on top of that, government should have no influence or no place in college, in my opinion. They should have no ability to give anyone grants or anything special or any funding whatsoever, because 99% of the time is most people won't be able to pay that back. And you'd be foolish to try to pay that back, because then they just triple it with interest, and it's ridiculous. And yeah, and most people just, I'd hate to do that. I'd hate to try to pay that off, because I got some college debt, but I don't know, they haven't come banging down my door yet. So I don't know. I could see if I could just not pay for it, because worst case scenario is like the college is fun. I can get my credits from the college I went to and transfer that. I have no problem with the college. It's the funding. So if I don't pay the government, they won't give me any funding. So that's pretty much the worst case scenario. Best case scenario is I won't have to deal with them ever again. So, like, the government, like, their financial loans and all that, because they're atrocious. So, yeah, I'll just have to pay for it from my own check. But that won't be for at least, I don't know, maybe a year or so down the line. Because right now I'm in the phase of working myself up to a point where I can have a really good job and then pursue what I want beyond that. Because I want to build my Twitch channel into a successful career. Plus, I'll be working at the post office, and then maybe accomplish college, which I should be able to do. Because I'm very close to accomplishing that. So, yeah. I don't know what else to add to this video. I went off on a little tangent about something else, so I'll talk to you guys later. Peace. Bye.